Hey man, it's the boy Fast Coop, and I'm gonna need y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that like button, man. Just do it, man. You know you like that. It's not even hard, it's free too. We gotta talk about the hot topic of the week, man. Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? Jim Jones has been under fire for these past couple days, man. And I think it's valid. You know what I'm saying? We gonna break this all down. We gonna start at the top, man. So Jim Jones is a rapper from New York. You feel me? From Harlem, New York. One of the diplomats, legend, bro. He's really the representation of an East Coast fly guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he influenced us to dress. You know what I'm saying? To dress better. Some people work out. You know what I'm saying? Get money. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of power in terms of influence because he was a part of something so iconic, which was the diplomats. Now, Jim Jones, he would end up picking up the red flag, gangbang, Damu, you know what I'm saying, non-Trey Blood, Billy. He would pick that up, you know what I'm saying? That's a New York blood gang, feel me? And he would make Bloods fashionable on the East Coast, which is actually a West Coast originated gang. He brought that to the East Coast. And I remember everyone wanted to be Blood because of Jim Jones. Facts. It's just the truth. I'm from Massachusetts. The whole New England is damn near Blood. You know what I'm saying? Predominantly. You know what I'm saying? Based off Jim Jones. So I'm trying to get y'all to understand the amount of power this guy has. You know what I'm saying? There's just something about him. Recently he's been in a situation where, there's a guy who's a part of a blood set. His name is Hocus 4/5, and he created the Drop Your Flag challenge. He's gotten to the point where he feels like, the gangbanging shit is over with. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, niggas is repping gangs that come from California. It's not even, some East Coast shit, homegrown shit. Niggas is doing some shit that came from California. Shout out to the homies in Cali, but let's be real now, right? He created a challenge to save the youth, save himself, save lives. And Jim Jones was questioned about this, on multiple occasions, but there was one that stuck out. And he was questioned about this on his platform, I believe, by Fat Joe. And Fat Joe asked him what he thought. And Jim Jones pretty much was like, yeah, man, like, I get what he's trying to do, but, he could have kept his flag and, went about it a different way. You know what I'm saying? We at war right now. All right? The non-Trey Billies, went off, bro. They didn't like that response because they know how much power Jim Jones has. You got this guy named Mandu. He called Jim Jones out for the fade. He want to fight him over this shit. You know what I'm saying? He actually did time. He's a, big homie from non-Trey Bloods. He did time for this shit. He was in all the prison wars. The wars really crack off in jail. That's where everything goes down for real when you gangbang. It really happens in jail, and everything else is like on the street. You know what I'm saying? The streets is like, all right, cool. But the fuel of this shit a lot of the time when it comes to real gangbanging is in jail. You know what I'm saying? What happens in jail? Because, that's where you catch niggas. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of shit that happens on the streets is get back. But anyway, Mandu was talking about like the war's over. And he wasn't the only one who said this. OG Bad Vibes from Non-Trey Bloods, he chimed in as well and said, yo, the war's over. What is this nigga talking about? We got to save the youth. You got younger homies like Relly from Non-Trey who feel the same. Because New York Bloods is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really have a lot of power within, the penal system on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? And, I think niggas is getting to the point where they not feeling it no more. They like, nigga, this is destruction. We not leading niggas nowhere but hella jail. Right? So this is what's going on. And, when I look at Jim Jones, I always would ask myself, like, what made him pick that name, like Jim Jones? And when you go into who Jim Jones, the real Jim Jones is, it's similar to, Rick Ross. Like, who's the real Rick Ross? When you look at the real Jim Jones, let me break it down to you who the fuck this nigga is. And it's a little confusing to me why Capo would, be inspired by this person. Let me get into my email real quick for y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. The real Jim Jones was born May 13th, 1931 in Crete, Indiana. Jones was an American cult leader who promised his followers in the jungles of South America after proclaiming himself Messiah of the People's Temple, a San Francisco based evangelist group. He ultimately led his followers into a mass suicide which left more than 900 dead and came to be known as the Jonestown Massacre. Jim Jones ordered the murders and mass suicide at Jonestown because he feared his cult, the People's Temple, was about to be exposed for abuse and crimes. The final event was triggered by the visit of a U.S. congressman investigating allegations of human rights abuses. Understand what I'm saying to you now. And also, before this guy became an American cult leader, he was a preacher. Like, he was always gifted in terms of preaching a message. So he was able to convey a lot of people with his, verbal skills. He was an orator. He was able to talk well. And he would look at people when he would talk to them. He just had the sauce for it instinctively. All right, let's get back into it. For years, Jones used manipulation and fear to maintain total control over his followers. Jones moved his followers to the isolated jungle compound in Guyana, believing he could create a socialist paradise away from U.S. government interference and negative media attention. He convinced his followers that outside authorities would raid their settlement and torture them, regularly holding forced mass suicide drills or white nights to test their loyalty. Once in Jonestown, Jones' drug addiction worsened and his paranoia grew. He forced members to work long hours, confiscated their passports, and used armed guards to prevent anyone from leaving. Jim Jones' cult had 5,000 members. Understand what I just said to y'all. The rapper Jim Jones of today got 4 million followers on Instagram. Now let's run it down to 10% actually being fans of his and supporters and are able to be influenced by what he says or what he does. And that's spread out, which is powerful as well because now reach one, they could teach one, right? So, he essentially has 400,000 people in the palm of his hands. You know what I'm saying? He got their attention. The message that Jim Jones has, presented the world over the years was, typical urban struggle. And he's not wrong for that because he's speaking on his experience. But now that he's a seasoned senior, right? Still looks great, still can rap his ass off. He still continues to misguide the youth as a wise man. Because once you have these silver hairs on your face, you're wise. You can't tell me you're not because you experience different things. And that's why you have, these things to show people. This represents you should listen to me. When it's white, this is white, you should listen to me. If you don't listen to me, you're a moron. You know what I mean? Now, when you just sit back and look at the situation, damn, cuz that was your inspiration. You wanted to be like him? Why you want to be like a nigga who poisoned the world, bro? Or poisoned children? Because 900 of those people who drank that toxic concoction, 305 of them were children. And they died. 900 people in total died. But 305 of them were children. Why you want to be like someone like that? So this shit has me thinking about reincarnation or something. Because I'm like, yo, nigga, is this nigga really an agent of chaos, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because it don't really make sense to me logically. Like, me understanding inspiration, okay, cool, I wanted to be like shit. Like, Rick Ross, I could get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you nigga out there selling kilos and shit like that. But he not the best representation, but that's all you know. That's in your community. Nigga, this nigga Jim Jones, the real Jim Jones, this nigga ain't Harlem nigga, New York nigga. Where you get that story from, or why you run with that? Shit, you was better off calling yourself motherfucking, Money Mitch or Rich Porter or, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, Big Meech or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been someone who, had a little more contribution to, the hustle at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga's a whole manipulator, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really understand why you wanted to be him. You feel me? Um, but the Bloods is upset, man. You feel me? Going back to OG Mandu, he wants to run a fade with Jim Jones. He called them out for the fade. OG Mandu's a non-trade blood. Jim Jones is a non-trade blood. So when shit like that happen, it is mandatory for them to run the fade. But, you know, when you got money and, you know, you stay out the way, you know, like, nigga, you can catch up with a nigga. And I don't know how tightly, you know, organized the non-trades is, but I mean, I think they would be because they so big in New York. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, niggas, sometimes gangs got subsets, so you might have these non-trades and then these non-trades and they beefing with each other. You feel me? Niggas is at war. You got subsets. That happens all the time, nigga. Look at black people. We not together. So it's just like, you don't know. You don't know if, like, he's going to answer that call. You don't know. Sometimes niggas go renegade. Sometimes niggas, I say, nigga, I ain't repping that no more. Nigga, I'm on my own time. I can make my own shit. I'm big enough to do it. I mean, he did make his own shit. He made Bird Gang. So he always was able to create a new movement despite one movement not working for him. He's an innovator. He's smart. And that's why we still talking about this nigga today. Nigga been talking about this nigga for a long time, man. I remember a year niggas wasn't talking about Jim Jones, bro. A whole year niggas wasn't talking about Capo. Tell me 1 year niggas wasn't talking about Capo at all on the East Coast. This nigga's, you know what I'm saying? He just one of them ones, and I give him his flowers, but at the same time, it's just like, Capo, like, as a fan, nigga, I got pictures of me throwing up East Side because of you. I got pictures of me 10 years old on MySpace, my first picture throwing up East Side, nigga, as a little kid, nigga, like this. Nigga, 17, nigga, throwing up East Side, nigga, got the Louis store, nigga, drug money, because of Capo, dead homies. Everything I love, nigga, going to New York, nigga, getting bricks of heroin, nigga, coming to Massachusetts with it, trying to shake it off, nigga, black tar, chocolate bricks. You know what I mean? Listening to Capo. So now when he in a position where he could kind of switch up the message that he delivers to the people, it look a little ignorant that he's not willing to do that for the youth especially. So I understand why his peers, you know, and other people within that organization is frustrated, especially the ones who did the time. And, you know, niggas is saying Capo ain't really put in the legwork and the footwork in terms of the, you know, the wars. He may have funded it. That's important too. Capo may have funded it, but, you know, when your right hand man's Mel Matrix, who's also a big homie in Entree, you know what I mean? It's a little different. Niggas can start branching off because Mel Matrix is official. Nigga can't question nothing about Mel Matrix. You feel me? They can throw that little 6ix9ine shit out there. That's something, but, you know, in terms of putting it down for non-Trey, Mel Matrix is one of the most famous ones too. Cause nigga, we was listening to Mel Matrix. Don't get it fucked up now, Melly Mel. Listen to Mel. Mel's on a lot of classics now. You feel me? I'll give y'all the list later. You feel me? Don't play with me, nigga. Nigga, play him some Mel Matrix now on Hood, and he be snapping. So, yeah, man, that's my thoughts on this situation. Cause it's just like, damn, nigga, like I was a kid. You know, especially the Vampire Life series, nigga. I was selling so much fucking crack and weed, listening to this nigga. Vampire Life. Let me tell y'all what Vampire Life, in, you know, lamest terms means. It means stay up all night and sell crack to the junkies that be up all night trying to get crack. That's what Vampire Life means, nigga. Get the money off, or don't go to sleep, nigga. Just stay up and get money. Whether you selling weed to the niggas who sell crack, or you getting up early, you selling weed to the niggas who sell dog food, or you getting up early, you selling dog food 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, you got appointments to sell dog food. It's, bro, there was a time where before all of this, you see this camera phone shit, where we was just getting there, but the camera phones was little pixels and shit, but we weren't able to do all the shit that we do today. Yo, the streets was a monster. Niggas was doing a lot of shit out there, bro. You feel me? You kind of stupid if you do it now, but, bro, niggas was waking up early selling dog food. Like, niggas was going crazy, nigga. Niggas was putting bitches on dog food, then pimping them out. Like, it was real once upon a time, man. You know what I mean? It was real, bro. Niggas was, you know, duct taping shit up. Niggas still do, but, you know, niggas doing some wild shit, man. You feel me? Once upon a time, man. So, this is my take on the situation. You feel me? I haven't seen Harlem Legend TV speaking about it. China Brim been going in on his platform. Hassan Campbell been going in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real situation, bro, and people feel away, and they got a right to. You smell me? So, let me know. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to this content. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a major accomplishment in my YouTube journey. Trying to get monetized. I do this shit for free. But I'm hoping that this could, turn into another form of income, an income stream for me, alongside other things that I'm, diving into. So, just show some love, man. Comment, give me y'all thoughts on this. I think I did good. Ain't stuttered too much, you feel me? Got to the point. So, like, share, and subscribe. Crib!